back at Fort Morgan High School. We have given you the sponsor for the Fort Morgan starting lineup. And the starting lineup tonight is going to be senior Samantha Scott, junior Lauren Staley, junior Kinsey Winsheimer, freshman Abby Mussman, and junior Aurora Baca. The opening tip is brought to you by Ingmar Phillips. Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. So Vista Peak wins the tip here. Start off for the Lady Mustangs game here tonight. This is taken away. Lauren Staley takes it, and they're going to call a double dribble on Staley. So now Vista Peak to inbounds from the baseline left of their basket. They get it in to Baker. Baker now to Johnston, back over to, I believe that is Paul. I believe they've changed her number tonight to 40 instead of 20. And now back to Johnston. Her pass is going to be well over the head of her intended recipient on the far side and out of bounds. So Fort Morgan to inbounds far side with pressure by Vista Peak. Now they get it in the hands of Lauren Staley. Her pass up court all the way to Winsheimer. Knocked out of bounds by Vista Peak by Johnston. So Fort Morgan to inbounds baseline left of their basket. Samantha Scott looks to get it in. Get it into Lauren Staley underneath the basket. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Aurora Baca. Her shot is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Baca again. But taken away by Vista Peak. Kinsey Winsheimer with a nice steal there. It's getting rough out here already. Now it's going to go to Vista Peak off the hands of Kinsey Winsheimer. So Kylie Baker to inbounds baseline for the Vista Peak Bison. Get it into Reeves. Reeves now back out to Johnston. She keeps her dribble alive, top of the key. Now gets it to Reeves. She was going to pass it, then took it back, and then it was intercepted by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Runner for Abby Mussman was no good. Rebounded by Paul. Now to Johnston for Vista Peak, being guarded by Kinsey Winsheimer. Almost taken away by Lauren Staley, and it finally is in the corner. And she's being guarded by Reeves. You get it to Kinsey Winsheimer. Now that's going to be taken away by Tori Love. Now it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Samantha Scott of the Fort Morgan Mustangs. No score here yet with 6:18 to go. Base already. In the start of the game here, a lot of action, just no points yet. Ball in underneath, and it's going to be taken away by Abby Mussman. Down court to Staley, and her shot is going to be up and no good, but she is going to go to the free throw line to shoot two. And that is going to go against Johnston. So Staley will go to the line to shoot two free throws. Staley's first shot is up and good. First point of the night for either team, 1-0. For the Mustangs, Christina Frick comes in for the Mustangs, and Kinsey Winsheimer comes out. The Vista Peak ladies just substituted like the boys do. They just bring 5 in and set 5 out. Second shot was also good. 2-0 here for the Mustangs. As they bring it up court, Mack has it, and then back to, going to be knocked out of bounds by Vista Peak.
2 minutes into the game, Vista Peak already has 5 turnovers. The Mustangs only have 2.
So Scott with the backcourt dribble now gets it up across half court. Nice screen there by Aurora Baca. Abby Mussman now to Frick. Right wing, she drives it into the lane. Oh, nice little bounce pass into Lauren Staley underneath for the 2. It was a nice looking play there by the Mustangs, up 4-0.
Nice assist by Frick.
So Into the corner now, a 3 attempt up and no good by Carter. Knocked out of bounds by Vista Peak. So Aurora Baca pull the trigger here, get the ball in, they get it into Lauren Staley. 5:25 to go, Mustangs up 4-0. Lauren Staley with the ball across half court, gets it off to Abby Mussman. Mussman out high, she drives it down the lane, all the way to the basket. She's going to go in for the layup, and it is no good, but she is fouled on the play. And that foul is going to go against Carter. So Abby Mussman to go to the line to shoot 2. See how Abby does here from the free throw line. Nice shot there by Abby Mussman, nothing but the bottom of the net. For Abby Mussman. Second shot also good. Mussman was only 20%, 1 of 5 so far from the free throw line. Not a lot of playing time for her. The second shot was also good. Now Vista Peak with the ball, trying to drive the baseline, being guarded by Staley. Carter now gets it out to, I'm not sure who number 20 is. I don't believe it's Shelby Paul. It could be Roan. We'll see if they just switch numbers here. Down the left sideline, picks up her dribble. Now on the far sideline is Mack. And Mack's shot is up and good for first 2 points of the night for Vista Peak. Now Christina Frick gets the ball down court, down through the lane. She gets it underneath. Oh, that was Frick that got it in. That must have been Scott that had brought the ball down court. Her shot was up and no good. Nice hustle out there by the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs. Have a travel on Vista Peak. So Lindsay Nestor comes in for Abby Mussman. Aurora Baca to inbounds, far side, trying to get it in. Oh, it's going to be up for grabs. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, I believe, by Vista Peak. So Fort Morgan now to inbounds in front of the Mustang bench. Aurora Baca now looking to get it in. She gets it into Lauren Staley, and Lauren Staley is going to go in for a layup. Her layup is up and good for Staley. So nice inbounds play there by the Mustangs. Now Samantha Scott guarding on the far side. Nice rebounded by Aurora Baca on the missed shot by Vista Peak. Fort Morgan up 8-2. Fort Morgan's going to end up throwing the ball away at the far end under their basket, so that'll be a turnover to Vista Peak. So now a substitution in for Vista Peak. Shelby Paul comes back in. Mack now with the ball far sideline. She kicks it back out to Johnson. Johnson back out to Mack. Mack's 3 is up and no good. Rebounded by Scott. Scott taking it down the right side. Oh, her pass to Nestor is over her head and out of bounds. So a turnover by the Mustangs. As Kinsey Winsheimer comes in for Lauren Staley with 3:27 to go. Fort Morgan up 8-2. Nice start here for the Mustangs. They get it down court. Elijah Carter, now they're going to have a push foul on Christina Frick, I believe. That will be her first, team first. Vista Peak with 2 team fouls so far with 3:20 to go here in the first period. Now Johnson kicks it out to Kennedy. Kennedy's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Aurora Baca. Baca gets it to Winsheimer. With 3 minutes to go, opening period. Underneath the Frick. Frick's shot is going to be up and good by Christina Frick. So Frick's first 2 points of the night. Fort Morgan up 10-2. Now Vista Peak gets it back out to Mack. Mack drives it down the lane. That should have been a carry. I don't know where they didn't call that. So Mack with 4 points on the night. She's the only one that scored so far for Vista Peak. Kinsey Winsheimer now to Frick. Back to Winsheimer. Winsheimer drives it down the left side, pulls up, gets it back to Christina Frick, right elbow, now down the lane. Little jumper there by Frick is up and bounces in and good for Frick. So 4 points on the night for Frick, 12-4 for the Mustangs. Shot is going to be up and no good by Vista Peak, rebounded by Scott, but there is going to be a foul called on Mack. That will be her first. So Lauren Staley comes back into the game. Samantha Scott comes out for the Mustangs. Christina Frick to inbounds. They do get it into Mussman. Oh, it's going to be a steal by Mack. Layup is up and good by Mack. So Fort Morgan 12, Mack 6. Now a little up and under for Staley is no good. She gets her own rebound. Shot from the right side, bounces off, no good. Rebounded by Winsheimer and then knocked out of bounds by Vista Peak. So now Vista Peak with a substitution as Kylie Baker comes in. Abby Mussman looks to get it in. She gets it into Frick. Frick's jumper from the left is up and no good. Rebounded by the Mustangs. Now Abby Mussman with some pressure in the backcourt forces a turnover. They call a travel on Vista Peak. So 12-6 with 1:37 to go. First period for the Mustangs. Ball going to be a foul called on Lauren Staley on the inbounds pass. So Vista Peak to inbounds from in front of their bench. Fort Morgan up 12-6. Vista Peak with the ball up court with Kennedy. Kennedy picks up her dribble, now over to Mack on the right side. She dribbles it down and shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded to Vista Peak to Jaylene Johnson. That foul went, who'd they get that on? They got that on
Staley.
It'd be two on Staley. So now Jaylene Johnson will go to the line to shoot two. Her first shot is off the back of the rim and no good. So Aurora Baca in, Lauren Staley to take a seat. Samantha Scott comes in, Winsheimer to take a seat. So second shot coming up here for Johnson. Fort Morgan leading 12-6 with 1:20 here in the opening period. Next shot is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Lindsay Nestor. Oh, Lindsay's going to end up throwing it away. Knocked out of bounds on the far side by Vista Peak. So Fort Morgan to inbounds about three-quarter court. Aurora Baca to inbounds for the Mustangs. Gets it into Abby Mussman. Mussman layup is up and no good. Partially blocked, I believe. Christina Frick with it. Now it's going to be taken away by Mack for Vista Peak, and she's going to go in for the layup, and her layup is going to be up and good for Mack. So far, she's the only one that has scored for the Bison. Now Mussman gets it to Scott. Scott's going to slow it. Oh, it's going to be stolen away by Kennedy. Kennedy's going to go in for the layup, and it's going to be up and good for Kennedy. So somebody can score for Vista Peak besides Mack. So it looks like the Fort Morgan Mustangs are going to call a 30-second timeout here. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East.
Well, a lot of action up and back and forth, up and down the court. Just opportunities for both teams are there. They just got to keep the pressure on with the Mustangs against the Bisons and start creating those turnovers again for the Bisons.
Yeah, they're climb back into this at 12-10. Fort Morgan has missed a few shots underneath that the have gotten early. Now Christina Frick with the pass down court, and that's going to be a turnover. It's going to be taken away and then knocked out of bounds by Christina Frick. So the Lady Bisons will inbounds at half court and get it in to Johnston. She's being guarded. There's going to be a foul on Scott, her first. 14 fouls on Fort Morgan, 3 on Vista Peak. As they get it into Mack. Mack on the right side. She's going to take it down and she's going to kick it back out. Shot is blocked. Now they're going to call a foul on the shot on the far side. I believe they called that on Frick. No, they called it on Aurora Baca. Her first. So to the line is Johnston. Her first free throw was off the back of the rim and no good. So she gets another one. Fort Morgan leading 12-10 with 25.6 seconds to go in the opening period. Next one bounces up and is good for Johnston. 1 point on the night for her. Ball is knocked out of Abby Mussman's hand, out of bounds. Fort Morgan inbounds far side, almost to the end line. She looks to get it in, needs to get it in. They get it into Nestor. Nestor back to Scott with 21 seconds to go. Now to Mussman. Mussman drives it into the lane, kicks it back out to Frick. Frick's shot from the right side is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by the Bison. Now they're going to call a foul on Frick with everything else that goes on, and then they call that kind of a foul. That'll be 2 on Frick. So 16 fouls on Fort Morgan, 3 on Vista Peak with 6 seconds to go. They get it in bounds here. They get it with 2 seconds, 1 second. Shot is going to be no good. So at the end of the first period, the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs lead the Lady Bisons 12-11 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson, this is Brian Nichols starting the second period of play here. Fort Morgan leading 12-11. Samantha Scott with the ball up court. She's going to hand it off to Lauren Staley on the right wing, being guarded closely. Now they're going to have a foul on Vista Peak, and that will go against Baker. 4 team fouls now on Vista Peak. Samantha Scott the inbounds from the baseline to get it into Lauren Staley. Staley's going to try a 3 and off the back of the rim and no good, but rebounded by Vista Peak. As they get it down court, Kylie Baker, goal jumper is up and good. So the first lead of the night for the Lady Bison, 13-12. Now they're going to have a turnover by the Mustangs, a backcourt violation. Now Coach Krakemeyer is having a little chat with the ref that was on the other side over there. It looked like she had been pushed, but no foul was called. So Kylie Baker now out to Johnston. Back to Reeves. Reeves across the court to Kennedy. Kennedy is going to be called for the travel. So Fort Morgan needs to take advantage of these turnovers and try to get some points here. Every possession they get is vital. Try to get some points on the board. Now it's going to be into Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley hustles it down court, down to the lane, and her pass is going to be underneath to Lindsay Nestor, but there's going to be a foul called.
I believe they got that Reeves for that. Reeves.
That's her first. 5 team fouls on Vista Peak, 6 on Fort Morgan. Get it into Nestor. Nice little shot from the side is up and good by Nestor. Nice inbounds play there by the Lady Mustangs, up now 14-13. Johnston down in the corner to Baker. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded and knocked out of bounds by Vista Peak. So Aurora Baca to inbounds for the Mustangs. Going to be a baseball pass, but it's going to be intercepted at the half-court line. Now a 3 is going to be taken, and that is no good by Shane Mack, as it hits nothing but the floor on the other side. So Baca to inbounds for the Mustangs. 6:51 to go here, second period. Her pass to Kinsey Winsheimer goes awry and out of bounds, so a turnover by the Mustangs. So Vista Peak now to inbounds. They do get it in to Johnston. Now out to Mack. Mack keeps the dribble alive, now going to be across court to Kennedy. Kennedy dribbles top 3-point. Now she gets it off to Rivas. Now a shot underneath is going to be no good by Kennedy, but knocked out of bounds by Fort Morgan. So Christina Frick back into the game for the Mustangs. And Aurora Baca comes out at the 6:33 mark of the second period. They look to get it in, and that is Baker. Now off to Rivas. Oh, nice steal by Nestor. Nestor gets it down court to Staley. Staley to Frick. Frick's being mauled over there. Nothing called. It's taken away from Frick. And Max headed down court. She gets it back. That should have been a travel, I thought, but maybe it was knocked away from her. But Mac has the 2 points. 15-14 in favor of Vista Peak. Now a walk is going to be called on the Lady Mustangs. Vista Peak to inbound in front of the scorer's table near side. Bison leading 15-14. They get it into Mack. Mack gets it underneath to Baker. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Nestor. Now to Samantha Scott, being guarded by Mack. Scott now gets it into the corner to Winsheimer. Winsheimer is going to try a three off the rim and no good. Rebounded to Staley. Staley is going to be fouled on the shot. So Staley will go to the line to shoot 2. And I believe that was on number 22, Baker.
Yes.
So that will be 2 on Baker. So Staley's first shot is up and good. 3 for 3 tonight so far for Staley from the free throw line. On the year, Staley is 56% from the free throw line, 10 of 18. Second shot also good for Staley. So 4 for 4 from the free throw line. As Mack gets it over into the corner to Love, now back to Mack. Now it's going to be to Carter. Carter drives it down the right side. Going to be up and good for Carter. For Johnston. Now a turnover on the inbounds play by the Mustangs.
The Mustangs just need to slow the pace down a little bit right now and regroup a little bit. And, they're starting to come apart a little bit, but not letting it get too much to them. They just need to calm down a little bit.
Now a turnover by Vista Peak on the inbounds play. Now the ball on the inbounds is tipped out of bounds by Vista Peak. So Fort Morgan to inbounds in front of their bench. 5:22 to go. Lady Mustangs down 17-16. Now a baseball pass into Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley, Nestor from the left side. Her shot is going to be up and good. Rolls around and goes through. So 4 points on the night for Nestor. Fort Morgan now back in the lead, 18-17. With Johnston back to Mack. Mack goes down the lane. Her shot is going to be up and no good, but she is going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2. And they called that one on
Nestor, I believe.
See who they put that. Yes, that is on Nestor, her first. So Shane Mack, her first shot is up and no good. And she will go stay at the line to shoot a second one. Fort Morgan still leading 18-17, 4:58 to go. Second one is good for Mack. Get the ball into Samantha Scott. Scott back to Frick. Frick gets across half court now to Staley. Staley's little jumper from the left side is up and no good. Rebounded by Frick, being fought for. Now they're going to have a jump ball called And that possession will go to Vista Peak. It's like Aurora Baca to come in for Lindsay Nestor. So Nestor with 4 points on the night. Nice night going for Nestor, as she always does. Score tied at 18 with 4:40 to go, second period. Mack down the right sideline. She's using that forearm to clear out. They're not calling it. Nice rebound by Lauren Staley. Staley's going to have her pocket picked by Mack. Oh, that's going to be a nice call there by the refs. They're going to have an offensive call on Mack as Lauren Staley stood her ground.
It'll be 2 on Mack.
2 on Mack and 2 on Baker. Aurora Baca to inbounds for the Mustangs. They get it in to Staley, but it ends up being taken away. Now a little jump from the right side is going to be an air ball from Jaylene Johnson, a sophomore for Vista Peak. So Aurora to inbounds to Samantha Scott. Scott gets it across half court, being guarded closely. Now underneath, little shot by Frick is up and no good. Rebounded by Tori Love for the Bisons with 4 minutes to go, tied at 18 here in the second period. Now Johnson tries to go down the line, and they gave it to Vista Peak. I thought she hit it out when she was standing out of bounds. Missed something there, I guess. So now Vista Peak to inbounds. They do get it in, but there's going to be a foul called. Christina Frick, I believe. No, it's going to go against Aurora Baca. Her second, as Johnson goes to the line to shoot 2. Johnson's first shot is up and good. Her first points on the night for Johnson. 3:58 to go now. Lady Bison up 1, 19 to 18. Second shot is up and also good. So now Samantha Scott with the ball back court. Mustangs down 20 to 18. Ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by Carter of Vista Peak. So Aurora Baca to inbounds center court, far side. They do get it into Samantha Scott. Her layup is going to be blocked out of bounds, but they're going to have a foul called. And that will go against Carter. That will be her second. So Samantha Scott to go to the line to shoot 2. And so far on the year, Scott is shooting at 56% from the free throw line. So her first free throw is going to be off the back of the rim and bounces through. So now Nestor comes in for Frick. Winsheimer will check in for Samantha Scott after this free throw. So Samantha Scott, second shot is off the rim and no good, but rebounded to Aurora Baca. Baca should have went up with it and didn't. Now she's going to be they're going to have a foul call. Oh, they called 3 seconds on Fort Morgan. So Kinsey Winsheimer in for Samantha Scott. Vista Peak with the ball up court now to Johnston. Johnston drives it to the lane now, passes it back out to Love. Love's shot from the left side is up and no good. Rebounded though by Jaylene Johnson. Her shot is up and good. And the foul is going to go against Winsheimer. So Johnson with the 2, and then one more coming here, 22 to 19. That one is also good. She is 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Abby Mussman now back into the game for the Mustangs. Kinsey Winsheimer is going to drive it all the way to the lane. Her layup is up and good for Winsheimer. Just like the lane parted there, she just went right down the lane for the layup. 23-21 for the Lady Bison. Now down the right side, shot is going to be up and no good by Johnson. Shot is going to be taken back, and I believe that was up and good by Johnston, 2 for her before on the night. Now they're going to have a foul called far side on Vista Peak. And it looks like that is going to go against Kennedy. Yes, it does go against Kennedy, her first. Both teams have 9 team fouls, so Abby Mussman will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Needs to hit this first one so she can get her second one. First shot is up and good by Mussman. 3 points on the night by Abby Mussman. 25-22, the Lady Mustangs down 3. Next shot is up and also in. 4 points on the night for Abby Mussman. Now the ball into Vista Peak. Into the corner to Kennedy. Now back out to Johnston. Back to Love. Down over to Kennedy. Now, nice block there by Nestor on the shot taken by Allie Johnston. So the ball will go to Vista Peak baseline. They get it into Johnston. So Johnson now over to Johnston. Now Tori Love in the far corner. She gets it back to Johnson. Johnson's going to drive it down. Her shot is going to be up and no good. Hustle the rebound and finally taken by Kinsey Winsheimer. Oh, they're going to call a travel on the Mustangs. And she's fighting off 2 defenders. They call her for a foul, or call her for a travel, excuse me. Now ball into Love. Love kicks it back out to Johnson. High right wing, now gets it back out to Kennedy. Kennedy now to Johnston. Johnston now to Johnson. She's going to go down the lane. Her shot is going to be up and good. So 7 points on the night for Johnston. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Ball is going to be taken away, and shot is going to be up and good by Johnston on the steal. So 29-23 now for Vista Peak with 1:50 to go in the first half. Abby Mussman to Lauren Staley. There's going to be a foul called out front, and that will go against Johnson, her second. So that'll be 10 team fouls. Lauren Staley will go to the line to shoot 2. Lauren Staley's first shot is off the side of the rim and no good. Brush Grocery Cart. Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. You can also pay your public service bill and access Western Union. Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. First one was no good. Second one was good by Staley. So a 5-point lead for Vista Peak as Love has it in the corner. Now to Johnson, back to Love. She gets it out front. Now the ball is going to be tipped out of bounds by Fort Morgan. So Vista Peak to inbounds far side. Now they get it into, I'm just not sure. They changed some numbers here tonight. So now Rivas has it to Johnson. Johnson's going to drive it down the right side, and it's going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Lauren Staley, but there's going to be a foul called underneath. So Staley will go back to the line to shoot 2 more. I believe they called that one on Johnson. So Staley will go to the line to shoot 2 more. First one is up and good by Staley. Second one is also good by Staley. So down by 3 with 1:13 to go. Fort Morgan Mustangs hanging in here. Down to Love, now to Brianna Rivas. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Frick. Knocked out of bounds by Rivas of the Bison. Now Christina Frick to inbounds. They get it into, it's going to be stolen by Johnson. Now it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Vista Peak, they say. So Christina Frick to inbounds. Baseball pass down to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley keeps the dribble alive, now to Nestor. Nestor goes to the basket. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Now it's going to be to Love. Love is going to go to the basket and make it. So her first two of the night for Love. 31-26. Kinsey Winsheimer gets the ball down court. Nice screen by Nestor. It's going to be taken away by Johnson of Vista Peak with 33 seconds to go. Now down the right sideline, the shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded to Frick with 26 seconds. Knocked out of bounds by Rivas of Vista Peak. So Frick to inbounds. Get it into Winsheimer. Winsheimer gets it across half court. Now she gets it down to Staley with 24 seconds to go. Gets it to Frick. Frick tries to go down the left side of the lane. Now Nestor in the lane. Her shot is going to be up and no good, but she is fouled on the shot. And that's going to go against Love. That will be her first. So Nestor to go to the line to shoot two. And this year Nestor from the line is 61%. Her first shot is up and off the rim and no good. So Lindsay with 4 points on the night so far, looking for her fifth. 31-26 Vista Peak. Second one is up and good by Nestor. So 5 points on the night for Nestor. Lady Mustangs down 4. Love has it in the corner now. Back out to Johnson out high. She being guarded by Nestor. Nestor now into the, nice defense there by Christina Frick to knock it away. But no shot at the end of the first half. So at the end of the first half, the Lady Bison lead the Lady Mustangs 31-27 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson. This is Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs find themselves down by 4, 31-27 in a game that the Fort Morgan Mustangs led earlier, as we had said earlier. It was 12-2, 12-4 in there someplace. They did end the first period up 12-11. So we'll see if the Mustangs can come out here in the third period and pick up some more of their shooting here from the field. Lauren Staley was 7 of 8 from the free throw line for the Mustangs. Now Fort Morgan, Laura Baca gets it back out to Staley. Staley dribbles around the left side. She stops and pops. The shot is going to be no good. Rebounded by Rivas of Vista Peak as she looks down court but doesn't throw the ball. Now Love in the corner. Now back out to Kennedy. Kennedy gets it to Johnson. Johnson reverses field. Comes down and gets it over to Love. Now into the corner to Rivas. Her shot is going to be no good. Rebounded back inbounds by Frick to Nestor. Nestor gets it to Lauren Staley. Staley gets it to Frick. Frick underneath to Staley. Staley's little left-handed hook is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Kennedy as they head down the other end. Kennedy keeps the dribble alive now to Johnson. She goes down the lane. Her shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call a foul on the shot. That's going to go against Aurora Baca. That is 3 on Baca. So Johnson will go to the line to shoot a pair. Vista Peak up 31-27. First free throw is up and good by Johnson. So Abby Mussman to come in for the Mustangs. Laura Baca comes out with her 3 fouls. Frick has 2, Staley has 2, Scott has 1, Nestor has 1, and Winsheimer has 1 for the Mustangs. Second shot by Johnson is also good. She has 7 points on the night for Vista Peak. Now ball into Staley to Scott. Scott gets it across half court. Now it's going to be out of bounds off of Lindsay Nestor. So a turnover by the Mustangs. Turnovers they can't afford in a game this close. If they have a shot at winning, they need every possession count that they can get.
Every turnover could just be a positive for the Bison. They don't need that right at the moment.
So now Kennedy with it. Going to be almost stolen. It is stolen by Christina Frick. She goes down the left sideline for a nice little jump stop there. Shot is up and good by Frick. 6 points on the night for Frick. She just let the defender go by as she stopped and then popped a little shot. Another steal by Frick. She's going to go down the left side again. Little jumper is up and also good by Frick.
2 quick baskets.
So Fort Morgan only down 2 now, 33-31. Nice quick hands there by Frick. Now Johnson's going to go down the lane. Shot is going to be up and no good. Now Frick with the rebound. She's going to go back down the lane for another layup. And she is going to be fouled. Let's see who they give it to on this one. That's going to go against number 30, Rivas. That will be 2 on her. So Frick will go to the line to shoot 2. So Frick is MVP of the Mustangs team right now. First free throw is up and no good. She's had 8 points on the night, 2 quick baskets here. Just need to hit some free throws. Second shot is in and out. Rebounded by the Bison by Kennedy. Kennedy going down the left side the whole way. Her shot is going to be short. Rebounded by Nestor. Nestor's pass gets out to Scott, being tipped initially by Love. Now Scott's going to go down the lane. Her shot is up and no good, but she's going to be fouled and knocked to the floor on the play. And that is going against Rivas, I believe they have up on there. It'll be 3 on her. So Samantha Scott misses the first free throw. So 3 points there off the board that the Mustangs could have had if they hit their free throws. So Scott to shoot another with 5:49 to go in the third period. Mustangs down 2 and both free throws are missed, but nice job by Aurora Baca. Her shot is up and no good. Staley's shot blocked from the back. Now knocked out of bounds by Vista Peak on the far side. So Aurora Baca for the Mustangs. Abby Mussman into the game for the Mustangs to get it into Scott. Nice screen there by Staley. That's going to go off of Scott and out of bounds. So Christina Frick comes out as we said, and Abby Mussman has gone in. Ball down court to Kennedy. Kennedy cross court to Mack. Matlo's going to be stolen by Abby Mussman, then taken back by Mack. Now they're going to have a double dribble called on Vista Peak. Vista Peak still leading 33-31 with 5:23 to go. And the ref is explaining it to the Vista Peak coach what he saw. Now ball into Staley. She gets it, hustles down court. She's going to go in for a layup. Oh, nice layup there by Staley. 13 points on the night for Staley. Ties the game up 33-33. They're going to call an offensive foul. Nice call there by ref on the far side. As Johnson is called for her second. Aurora Baca to inbounds, trying to get it in. They do get it into Samantha Scott. Scott being guarded by Mack. Scott tries to get it across half court and does. Now to Abby Mussman. Abby Mussman being pushed. I don't know how they can't see that. Shot is up and no good. Down to Love. Now she's going to be called for the travel. The travel as the Mustangs got in her throwing lane and she ended up walking with the ball before she passed it off. Coach Krackemeyer not real happy with that last possession down court here as they were being pushed and no foul was called. So now Abby Mussman to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley gets it back to Mussman. Up and good by Mussman. 6 points on the night for Abby Mussman. Mustangs now lead at 35-33. Johnson into the corner to Love. Love's two-pointer is going to be up and good from the left corner. So 4 points on the night for Love. Now Baca with the ball back court. They've got to get it up court here and get it across. Now it's going to be stolen by Kennedy back court over to Mack. Mack's shot is going to be up and good, and they're going to call a foul on Aurora Baca. That's going to be 4 on her. So Shane Mack with 13 on the night, with a chance for one more. So Christina Frick comes in for Lindsay Nestor.
Baca was looking for an outlet, and nobody came back towards her for her to get the ball off. She tried to dribble it, and then they just lost the ball, and they went back, and just a silly foul.
So now Christina Frick did come in for Aurora Baca. Shane Mack's shot is off the back of the rim and no good, but rebounded to Johnson. Now they're going to call a foul on her shot. And that's going to go against Frick. So 3 on Frick as Johnson goes to the line to shoot 2. Vista Peak up 37-35 with 4:08 to go in the third period. And that shot is out and no good. So the second shot coming up here for Johnson. Up, and that one is good. 8 points on the night for Johnson. Now Samantha Scott gets the ball up court over to Christina Frick. Now to Abby Mussman. Mussman tries to drive the lane and stop, and her pass into the lane is going to be stolen, then taken back by Staley. Now underneath to Scott, and her shot is no good, but she was fouled. And that is going to go against Mack. That is 3 on Mack, so Scott will go to the line to shoot 2. The Mustangs find themselves down by 3. First one is no good, in and out. So Samantha Scott with her second shot, and that's off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Johnson for Vista Peak, and she's going to take it coast to coast, or try to, then she dribbles it off her leg. And she gets down close to the basket, so another turnover for Vista Peak. Ball into Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley gets the ball across half court. She's taking it down the lane. Her shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Frick, but they're going to call a foul on Vista Peak. And that's going to go against Johnson. That is 3 on her. 5 team fouls on Vista Peak, 3 on Fort Morgan with 3:43 to go third period. Samantha Scott looking to get the ball in. They get it into Abby Mussman. Mussman's shot is going to be up and rolls in for Mussman. So 8 points on the night for Abby Mussman. Vista Peak gets the ball down quarter. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Staley. Staley goes down to the lane, and now it's going to be Christina Frick's little jumper from the right side. That is up and good for Frick. So 6 points here for Christina Frick. Now there's going to be a turnover on the inbounds by Vista Peak. So ball back to the Mustangs. Fort Morgan to inbounds. Christina Frick baseline left of the basket. You need to look to get it in, and the ball is going to be tipped out of bounds by Mack of Vista Peak. Coach Krackemeyer shouting out some instructions here on what they need to do to get this ball in. Now Abby Mussman to pull it in. Oh, Christina Frick off of Christina Frick, and then taken by Vista Peak, and they're called for the travel. So Abby Mussman inbounds left side here. They get it into Frick. Frick's shot from the right side is going to be up and good for Frick. 41-38 now in favor of the Mustangs. Christina Frick with a steal in the backcourt. Ball's going to be taken by Kinsey Winsheimer. They're going to have a foul called a blocking foul, and that's going to go against Carter. That'll be 3 on her. So 16 fouls, one more, and they will be shooting the 1-and-1. So Christina Frick is on fire here in the third period. 8 points just in the third period. She has 12. Oh, a shot. A 2, and I think that was by Staley. That's who we'll give it to. Now Nestor on defense. Nice job to Kinsey Winsheimer to try to get the rebound, but taken by Kennedy. Kennedy's shot is no good. There's going to be a foul, over the back foul called on Johnston. 3 on Johnston. So now Fort Morgan will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. And we'll see who gets to go to the line for the Mustangs. Looks like Abby Mussman will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. So we have Kinsey Winsheimer, Lindsay Nestor, Abby Mussman, Christina Frick, and Lauren Staley in the game for the Mustangs with 2:38 to go. Fort Morgan up 5, 43-38. So we can make this a little bit more here if Abby Mussman can hit her free throws. Nice looking shot there by Mussman, makes it. So she will earn another. Mussman on the year is shooting. She is shooting, like I said, 20%, only 1 of 5. She hasn't played much this year. Second shot is also good for Mussman. So Fort Morgan with a little bit of a cushion here, 7 points, 45-38, with 2:33 to go. Shane Mack with the ball. That should have been double dribble, and that's what it was. So a turnover by Vista Peak.
Vista Peak has 7 turnovers this period already.
Fort Morgan's taking advantage of their turnovers, getting some points on the board, what they weren't doing in the second period. So now Christina Frick with the ball. Her pass to Lauren Staley. Staley's shot is up and good for a 9-point lead here for the Mustang girls over Vista Peak, up by 9, 47-38. Now a shot is going to be taken by Baker, and she is going to be fouled on the play.
I think they're going to give that to Frick.
It's going to be 4 on Frick as Baker goes to the line to shoot 2. She's going to have to watch herself now. She's got another period to go here, and she's been their offense. So Baker first is up and good. Samantha Scott's going to come in, and Frick will sit probably for the remainder of this period. 2:09 to go in the third period. Baker with 3 points on the night. Her next shot is up, bounces around, and goes in. So Nestor looks to get the ball in. Ball is stolen by Kennedy, taken back by Lauren Staley. Now she gets it off to Scott. Scott gets it across half court, drives down the right side, gets it off to Winsheimer. Winsheimer drives a baseline. Ball is bounced around underneath it, and there's going to be a jump ball tie-up, and that will go to Vista Peak. So 47-40 with 1:50 to go here in the third period. Mack gets the ball down court. Now to Love in the corner, and her shot is going to be up and good for a 2. Now Lauren Staley tries to get the ball up court, and she does. There will be a foul called on number 20. I'm just not sure who that number 20 is, but we'll give her a foul anyway.
I have her down as Roan.
Okay. And we're doing some number changing here. That free throw is good by Staley. Second shot by Staley, also up and good. Now we have Rodriguez coming in for Staley here at the end of the third period. So Mack with the ball. She gets it across to Love. Love keeps the dribble alive. Now back to Mack. Mack goes down the lane, and it's going to be off of a Mustang player.
Thought it went off her knee when she brought her knee up.
That's what I thought too, but that isn't the way it happened. So now a nice tie-up there by Samantha Scott, so that'll be a possession for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Lady Mustangs up 49-42 with 1:15 to go, and we're going to have a timeout here called by the Fort Morgan Mustangs, so we'll take one with them with 1:15 to go, third period. Fort Morgan leading 49-42 on B106 and B106.com. 1:15 to go here in the third period. The Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs up 49-42 and throw the ball away on the inbounds pass. So Mack with the ball, and her shot is going to be blocked, but there is going to be a foul call on Nestor, her second. So Mack will go to the line to shoot two. It's plays like that hurts these Lady Mustangs. Can't get the ball inbounds. First shot is no good by Mack. So Jacina Rodriguez still in for the Lady Mustangs. Second shot is also no good. Rebounded by Abby Mussman with 1:07 to go. With Scott getting the ball across half court, being guarded by Mack. Oh, nice. Why did they called an illegal screen on Rodriguez? Apparently wasn't set long enough, kind of slid in there. So now Staley back in for Rodriguez with 58.9 seconds to go here, third period. Lady Mustangs up 7, 49-42. Mack with the ball. She drives it down the left side of the lane. Knocked away momentarily. Now to Love in the corner. Back to Mack. Mack out to Kennedy. Kennedy to Baker. Back to Mack. Mack for a three. Off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Abby Mussman. So Mussman gets the ball down court. She's going to drive to the free throw line. Underneath to Staley, and her shot is going to be no good. Rebounded up by Mussman. The ball is fought for. It's going to be down court. Now it's going to be to Mack. Mack's going to go in for the layup. That shot is going to be up and good by Mack. So 49-44. Mussman gets it in with 15 seconds to go. Now they throw it away. I don't know what their hurry is. Now Mack with the ball down court. She's going to try to go all the way in. Now it's going to be a shot, and it's going to be a foul called on Scott.
Looks like a good block.
So that will send Kennedy to the line to shoot two. Kennedy has two on the night. So the Mustangs with a 5-point lead here with 4.7 seconds to go. Her shot is off the back of the rim and no good. But she will get another as she was fouled on the shot. 18 fouls for Vista Peak, 7 on Fort Morgan. Second shot is up and good for Kennedy. 3 points on the night with 4.5 seconds to go. Samantha Scott with a long shot from three-quarters court and no good. So at the end of three, the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs lead 49-45 over the Lady Bison on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, where they started the fourth period here, the Lady Mustangs up by 5, 49-45. Vista Peak with the ball. Get it around to Roan. Roan up top now to Love. Love to Kennedy. Kennedy back over to Baker. Now Shane Mack drives it down the right baseline. Her shot is going to be up and good for Mack. So now just a 2-point lead here. Kinsey Winsheimer with the ball gets it to Aurora Baca. They need to get somebody down here that's going to be off of Shane Mack in front of the Mustang bench. They need to get their ball handlers down court so they can help bring the ball down and not have Aurora Baca bring it in for them. Staley now for a 2, and that is up and good for Lauren Staley. So she picks up where she left off there in the third period. She had 8 points third period. 51-47 for the Lady Mustangs. They're going to call that a travel on Baker down at the baseline, so another turnover by Vista Peak. So Baca to inbounds baseline. Got to get it in. Got to get it in here, girls. Now to Scott. Now they get it back to Baca. Now over to Winsheimer. Winsheimer gets it down court, and it's going to be off of Johnson. Lindsay Nestor pulled her hand back just in time before it went off of her. So Baca to inbounds far side. try to get it in. They do get it into Scott. Scott to Staley on the right side. Staley's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Baker of Vista Peak. Now Johnson brings the ball down court to Love in the corner. Her shot is going to be no good. Rebounded by Staley. Should have been a foul called on Mack. She's all over Staley. Now to Scott, and it's going to be taken away by Mack and then knocked out of bounds by Samantha Scott. So a turnover for the Mustangs, up 51-47. As Kennedy brings it up past half court. 6:32 to go, fourth period. Now Johnson, it looked like it was knocked away from her, over to Mack. Now Johnson's going to try a two from long distance, up and no good, but rebounded to Samantha Scott. So Scott to Lauren Staley. Lauren Staley underneath the Nestor, but she's going to lose it, and then it's going to be out of bounds and off of Johnson. So Fort Morgan will retain possession. Abby Mussman comes in for Kinsey Winsheimer at the 6:13 mark of the fourth period. So Scott looks to get it in. To get it into Mussman. She finally gets control of it. Now there's going to be a jump ball. Fort Morgan will retain possession on the jump. 51-47 still with 6:05 to go. So Aurora Baca to inbounds. Far side. You do get it into Scott. Scott being guarded by Max. But who did they call? They call that on Mack? Called it for a elbow. So that is 4 on Mack. So Abby Mussman will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1, where she hit her last two. Okay, are we back now? Okay, back here at Fort Morgan High School, we had a little technical difficulties here. 55-47 still for the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs. First shot for the free throw by Tori Love is no good. So she will get a second. She was fouled on the shot. 10 team fouls on Vista Peak, 8 on Fort Morgan. That shot is also no good. Rebounded by Lauren Staley, but a foul called on the foul, or on the shot, and I believe that was going to go against Johnson.
It'll be 4 on her.
4 on her. That'd be, they work it in there. Maybe we can get her out here shortly, but I think it was a big advantage to get that Shane Mack out, and she was leading scorer with 17 points. First shot is up and good for Lauren Staley. That one bounces around and no good. Rebounded to Johnson of Vista Peak. Fort Morgan up 9 with 4:54 to go. Now out to Kennedy. Kennedy loses it, but she gets control of it again. Now over to Carter. Carter's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Nestor. Nestor gets it down to Mussman. Now Mussman to Lauren Staley. Staley's layup is no good, but she is going to be fouled by Kennedy. That's only 2 on Kennedy. But Staley will go to the line to shoot 2. First shot is up and good for Staley. So far they are 6 of 6 here in the fourth period, and she misses her free throw, but she is fouled on the play, and if that goes...
That is Johnson.
That is on Johnson. She is done. So Lauren Staley will go to the line to shoot 2 more. That was the first free throw missed by the Mustangs here in the fourth period. So still they are up 10, 57-47. Free throw is up and good by Staley. So she gets another here as she was fouled on the shot. Second shot is a little short, doesn't catch any iron. Fort Morgan up 11 with 4:33 to go. I'm not sure what they're what was going on here.
He's calling it, looks like a technical foul on the bench of
Vista Peak?
Vista Peak.
They call it on the coach? They call it...
I believe they're calling it on the coach.
Is it technical? I thought he said a warning, but I'm not sure just what the... We're going to have a conference here with the refs to see what's going on here. Colorado Plains Medical Center, accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night. When they do, every second counts. As a Level 3 trauma center, Colorado Plains Medical Center is ready to handle any type of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, where expertise matters. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies in G Sweets Bakery, offering cookies, muffins, and sweet breads made fresh daily. Pair with your favorite coffee, lattes, or smoothies flavors, and you are set. Open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday 7 until 4. Stop by and see them at 921 Edison Street in Brush. Brush Grocery Cart. Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. You can also pay your public service bill and access Western Union. Brush Grocery Cart at 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. So it looks like they have called a technical on.
It looks like they're calling the technical on the bench for the coach of the Bison.
So Lauren Staley with a shot is up and no good. But she will get another one. She just needs to settle down here. Second one is in and down. That one does count. So up 12 now, 59-47. So Fort Morgan with the ball. I wonder if it wasn't a substitution foul after she had fouled out. I don't know if that's what it was. Maybe he just got mouthy. I'm not sure. But Scott now to Mussman. Mussman down the lane. She goes up. Her shot is going to be blocked, but she gets her own shot. Now to, it's going to be taken away by Vista Peak, and her shot is going to be up and good, and that is Johnston. Her first two of the fourth period. So now Mussman with the ball, getting across half court. 10-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs with 3 minutes and 58 seconds to go. Shot by Nestor is up and good from the left side. Worked it in, and she was right by the basket, put it up and in. Now Johnston takes it down court, and she is going to be, I'm going to say it's off of Fort Morgan. I'm not sure how they came up with that. But Vista Peak, the inbounds the ball to Kennedy. Kennedy now to Love. Love backs it out. Oh, and her pass is going to be out of bounds. Way over the head of Rivas. So now we have Shelby Paul coming back into the game for Vista Peak. I don't think she's been in for quite a while. Ball into Abby Mussman. Mussman losing control of it. Now they're going to have a foul called on Mussman as the ball is taken away, and she goes over the top of Carter. So Carter will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Mussman is her.
It's her first foul.
Yep, first foul. That's what I had her down for, is her first. So a 1-and-1 here by Carter. Fort Morgan up 61-49. 3:33 to go here in the fourth period. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Staley, and she's going to step out of bounds. So turnover by Fort Morgan. Kennedy inbounds. And you do get it into Rivas. She is going to be fouled on the shot. So they're going to give that foul to... Did they say who that was on?
They're giving that one to
Nestor?
Nestor.
I have her just for 3.
That's all I have Nestor for. They're saying she has 4.
So now Baca comes in for Nestor. I don't know where they came up with the other one at, but so the first shot was no good. The next one does bounce in, though, for Carter. Now Scott with the ball gets it across half court, 61 to 50, 11-point lead here for the Mustangs. Christina Frick, her shot is up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded, going to be a jump ball. Nice tie-up there by the Mustangs. So possession does go to Vista Peak, but next tie-up will be to the Mustangs. With just over 3 minutes to go here in the fourth period, the Mustangs up 11, 61 to 50. Johnston, now they're going to have another foul called. I believe that's going to go on Scott. That'll be her third. So that will send Johnston to the line to shoot two. So we're going to have a 30-second timeout here called by Jim Krackemeyer and the Mustangs. The Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. So I think Coach Krackemeyer just taking this time out here to settle these girls down. Just tell them we don't need to foul, and we need to take care of the ball. No silly passes. Just play some good, solid basketball here, and they'll be able to come out of this with a win.
Simple turnovers could be points for the Bison. Mustangs don't need that.
So the first shot is up and good for Johnston. Now a 10-point lead. You know they're going to be coming out with full court pressure on a miss or a make. Next shot is off the rim and no good. Rebounded to Baca. Nice job by Baca. She needs to get it taken away by Kennedy. Now taken away by Staley. Now they're going to have a foul call on the far side on Vista Peak. And that is going to go against Johnston. Should be 4 on her. So Lauren Staley to the line to shoot free throws. She will shoot 2. She is 4 of 6 so far in the fourth period. She hits her first here. So back up to a 11-point lead. That one hits the front of the rim and falls in. So 12-point lead here for the Lady Mustangs. Now as Johnston goes down all the way, now a shot from the right side is up and no good by Carter. Rebounded by Aurora Baca. Nice job by Baca. It's going to be slapped away from her now. They're going to call a jump. So that should belong to the Lady Mustangs. So Aurora Baca doing a nice job on the boards here at the end of the fourth period. 2:43 to go. 63-51 Fort Morgan. Shot at where the ball is going to be finally taken by Staley, but then it's going to be taken back by Johnston in the back court. And Johnston's her pass is going to go to Kennedy on the right side. Knocked out of bounds. Oh, saved by Frick. Nice job by Christina Frick. Pass is tipped off the backboard and taken by Johnston, and they're going to have a foul called. And
I think they're going to give that on Staley. No.
They're going to give it to Baca.
That'll be 5 on Baca.
That'll be 5 on Baca. So Lindsay Nestor will come in for Baca. Nice job on the night for Baca. Only 2 points, but she was big underneath there for the rebounds. So Johnston will go to the line to shoot 2. Fort Morgan up 12, 63-51. First shot is off the rim and no good. So she gets another. Next shot is off the rim and also no good. Rebounded to Samantha Scott, taken away by Vista Peak. Now they're going to have a foul called. They're going to go against Staley. Let's see who they put this foul on. That will go against Staley. That is 3 on Staley. So that will send Kennedy to the line to shoot 2. Fort Morgan gets the ball stolen away, and then they try to steal it back and get a foul called. First shot is no good by Kennedy. As Vista Peak makes a substitution, as Baker comes back into the lineup for them. Her next shot rolls around and in for Kennedy. They get it into Scott. Now they reach in? That should be a reach-in foul, and they just let it go. Knocked out of bounds by Vista Peak. So Christina Frick to inbounds in front of the lady, head of Staley and out of bounds. So the ball will be in possession of the Lady Bison. Fort Morgan still up 11, 63-52 with 2:10 to go. And they get it into Johnston. Johnston being guarded. She gets it out to Carter. Carter drives it to the left elbow. Her shot is going to be up and gets only air. So Frick to inbounds with 2:01 to go. Get it into Mussman. Mussman now to Scott. How do they not call that foul? She knocks her down on the steal as Kennedy. Vista Peak gets it back. And now they call the foul on Christina Frick.
Wow, that was a good block.
That's going to be 5 on her, and that was a good block. Kennedy out here at half court reaches clear in and knocks her off her feet to steal the ball, and no foul is called. So now Kinsey Winsheimer to come in for Frick as she is fouled out. We're letting Vista Peak get away with a lot out here at center court. Shot is up and good. 10-point lead, 63-53 for the Mustangs with 1:50 to go. Next shot is going to be up and also good by Kennedy. So they look to get the ball in. And that will be off of Johnston of Vista Peak. So Nestor looks to get the ball in. And get it into Staley. Staley gets it across half court and she drives it down the lane. Now over to
That's on Johnston. That's 5 on Johnston.
See who they... That is 5 on Johnston. So she is out. Mack is out. Johnston is out. Staley will go to the line to shoot 2. She is 6 of 8 so far here in the 4th period from the free throw line. So a couple of free throws here would be nice. First one rolls in for Staley. Catches the front of the rim and goes in. So 1:45 to go. Up 10, 64-54. Next one also good for Lauren Staley. 1:42 and counting. Kennedy with the ball. Now they're going to lose it out of bounds. That is going to be off of Roan. Now Nestor to inbounds with 1:37 to go. Tipped out of bounds by Kennedy. So Fort Morgan still to inbounds in front of the Bison bench. Now it's going to be, I think that's going to be off of Staley. That's what I was afraid of. 1:37 to go. Mustangs up 11, 65-54. Kennedy now with the ball. She gets it over to Carter. Now to Roan, back out to Love. Now over to Baker. Baker, this is what Morgan would like, for them to just throw the ball around, and then they lose control of it, and Fort Morgan comes up with it. Now Kinsey Winsheimer down to Nestor. Nestor's shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded and taken up by Winsheimer. Winsheimer's shot is going to be up and good off the backboard. So 4 points on the night to Winsheimer, 67-54, under a minute to go, 56 seconds to go. Shot is going to be up and good by Roan. So Fort Morgan to get the ball in. They get it into Mussman. Being guarded heavily in the back court. That's going to be taken by Vista Peak. Shot is up and going to be good by Carter with 33 seconds to go. Fort Morgan up by 9, 67-58. And they have a foul called in the back court. I believe that was on Kennedy. That is 3 on Kennedy. So Scott to go to the line. Her first free throws of the 4th period. Scott only has 1 point so far for the night, so it'd be nice to get number 2 and number 3. So Scott's shot is off the side of the rim and no good. She will get a second shot here. 33.6 seconds to go. Samantha Scott at the line. Shot is up and off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded to Love. Love Vista Peak with 30 seconds to go. Love now to Carter. Carter now to Roan. Now back to Love. Now back to Carter. Carter down the lane. Her shot is going to be up and no good. It's going to be off. Roan takes it in the corner with 16 seconds to go. Taken away by Samantha Scott, but she is pushed to the ground by Roan. So 13.1 seconds to go here. Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs up 9. So I believe we have this one in the bag here, Bob. It's just a matter of getting some free throws here taken care of. And third win of the season for the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs. A league win at that. So Scott to go to the line to shoot 2 more. And that one is off the front of the rim and no good. So she is over here in the second half for free throws. Next one is going to be up and good this time for Samantha Scott. 2 points on the night. So 12 seconds to go as Kennedy brings it down court. Now over to Roan with 5 seconds to go. Roan into the corner to Baker. Baker's shot is going to be up and no good, and they're going to call a foul.
They got Nestor. That's 5 on Nestor.
Yep, we got that one on.
I don't know. I only had her for 3 earlier. And
yeah, that should only been 4 as far as I was concerned, but they stuck her with 1 someplace. But the Lady Mustangs up 10 with 2.4 seconds to go.
Go Amy!
68-58.
Anderson comes in.
Amy Anderson for the Lady Mustangs. First shot is up and good by Baker. 68-59. Second shot is also up and good for Baker. So Fort Morgan does get the ball in with 2 seconds. 1 second. Time runs off the clock. Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs defeat the Lady Bisons 68-60 for their 3rd win of the season. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, where the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs have put win number 3 up on the board with a 68-60 win over the Lady Bison of Vista Peak. This Mustang postgame show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is a tough part nowadays. But when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want, when you want it, and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. So a nice win here for the Lady Mustangs league game. And the scoring for the Vista Peak Bison tonight, we have Love with 6, Kennedy with 6, Baker with 6, Johnson with 8, Carter with 3, Johnston with 12, Roan with 2, and Mack with 17. And it helped there the 4th period. Mack ended up fouling out, and then Johnston and Johnson both fouled out, so that took a little bit of the steam out of their ball handling out of the game when all 3 of those girls fouled out. So for the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs, leading scorer tonight is Staley. She has 29 points for the night. Mussman with 12, Frick with 12, Scott with 2, Winsheimer with 4. Let's see, we have Nestor with 7 and Baca with 2 for a 68-60 win for the Lady Mustangs. So a nice job here by the Lady Mustangs here in this game tonight. And I think Bob's got some numbers here for us for rebounds and stuff.
The turnovers, they were kind of fairly even. The Mustangs had 23 for the game. The Bison had 20. The Mustangs had 32 rebounds, to the Bison's 19. Way to go, girls on the boards. Leading for the Bison for the rebounds, you had Johnson with 4 and Rivas with 4. Then you got Love and Johnston with 3, and then Paul with 2, Kennedy, Baker, and Roan with 1 to round out for their 19. Rebounding for the Mustangs was led by Baca with 8, followed by Staley with 5. Then you had Scott, Frick, Mussman, Nestor all with 4, and then Windcheimer with 3. The girls really hit the boards, which helped them out quite a bit on the rebounding. And usually when the rebounds, you get the rebounds, you push it up the floor. Some of the rebounds turned into turnovers, but the girls were crashing to the boards and going for the ball, which turned out to be a good night for the 68 points that they got. A lot of those were on rebounds and offensive rebounds. And good job to Staley for 29 points. I mean, way to come back and come into the game. It was a good win considering that Michaela Forsyth was out. She's another extra body that's a good ball handler. She went out in the freshman game, the JV game with an ankle injury. Hopefully it heals pretty fast and she'd come back on the court and help them out for a little more depth off the bench.
Yeah, they had a good night tonight. I wasn't just real sure how they would go against. It looked like Vista Peak was averaging a lot of points. And Fort Morgan is only averaging like 28 points a game, but they came out and put 68 up on the board tonight. So Coach Krackemeyer has something here to work on as they go on into the season. And the girls will be up next at Skyview at 7 o'clock next Tuesday, and that's where B106 and B106.com will be coming from. We will do the girls' game next Tuesday at 7. The boys will be home to Skyview at 7. So a nice win here by the Fort Morgan Lady Mustangs. As we said, something to build on here. They know what they can do now. They know they can put some points on the board and rebound with the best of it. Well, with the other teams anyway. I'm not sure if they're the best in the league, but they were 3-1 in league. So that was a nice win by the Fort Morgan Mustangs with a team that was coming in like second in the league. So
the 29 points for Staley. Those are great numbers for Staley coming out. The problem is now you put those kind of numbers up. There's teams out there that are going to say 29 points. Now they know who they're going to have to guard, and that's going to be a little tough at the next game. Skyview is just they're going to see this number, and they're going to know number 12 Staley is going to be their hot hand. So,
and the girls will be away, as we said. Skyview is only 0-4. They haven't won yet. They are 3-11 on the season. So another game, at least looking on paper here, that the Lady Mustangs could put in the win column. So, if they just take control of that ball and execute their offense, get the rebounds like they did tonight, then they should be able to put another W up on the board Tuesday night against Skyview.
It'll be fun, and can't wait to go see them up in the city of Skyview.
Go up in the big city of Denver, as the Lady Mustangs will be there next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball has been Michaela Clipper. For Bob Richardson, I'm Brian Nickel. We had double score tonight with the boys. Were defeated 77-63. The girls win 68-60. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Good night.